happy to be back. I love this room.
So much.
I think we know everyone here, so I love every single face here. Even if we just met. Shawnee, you're a badass. Thanks for driving.
Yeah. Yep.
We've not discussed who goes first.
I never go first. I'm going to go first.
Okay.
And I'm going to start off with a new song. It's a few weeks old. I had a 40th birthday in May, and that was fun. I know. Yeah, it was a funny thing that happened to me shortly after my 40th birthday. I was in the dentist office waiting room. I was there a few minutes early for my noon appointment, and I came in and waved at the woman at the desk, and she said, "Have a seat, it'll just be a few minutes." And about 10 minutes later, I get a call on the phone, and it's from the dentist office, and I was very confused. And I answered the phone, and she said, "Hey, we had you down for a noon appointment." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here." So she pops up from behind the desk, and she was laughing, and she said, "We decided amongst ourselves there was no way that person was 40 years old, so we didn't think you were here." So this is my song about being 40, and it's all very, very, very true. A spreadsheet that all my bills are on, and all my bank accounts, I check them every month. I've got a day job, sometimes I don't admit. Some little voice inside still says there's shame in it. It's just a matter of time, a matter of time. I've got a year lease, it's where I spend the night, where all my stuff is at, the only check I write. It's got a bunk bed with pillows underneath, where we eat mac and cheese and watch the TV. It's just a matter of time, just a matter of time. With so much life before me, how am I 40 now? I shop the co-op, I have for several years. They ask me every time, "Are you a member here?" I drive a Prius, just like a lot of friends. Another couple months, the payment finally ends. It's just a matter of time, a matter of time. I'm 40 now, looking back at life before me. spreadsheet that all my dreams are on, and all my bank accounts, I check them one by one. Thank you.
It's all true.
It's all true.
Down to the
Do
part
you
about
have
mac
a
and cheese.
pillow bunk bed?
Yeah. We watch Criminal Minds and eat mac and cheese.
Should we just lovingly call murder? So we just call it mac and murder? So
Yeah. Like,
what we do.
hey, you want to murder tonight? Yeah. I'm sure there's some kind of flag on our phones from the FBI, but they're like, they're incapable and harmless. It's fine.
You're adorable. There's no way.
Um,
I gotta share the live stream.
oh yeah, we're live on the YouTubes here.
Share.
Did you? Joel sent me a text.
You
okay.
okay.
I'm gonna forward. We're gonna do a tiny bit of business. Just sending the link while I talk about. There it is, Shawnee.
Okay.
I'm going to do a song called Exit Plan, which is a great way to start a set, I think. It's the first song out of the box for me. I have a good exit plan. I should just tell this story now. There's a line in it concerning old fashions. Shawnee and I do enjoy an old fashioned from time to time, and we were going out in Austin for it was one of the first concerts we saw post whatever we just went through. So we were going downtown Austin. I was like, let's go to a fancy bar, which in Austin now is really easy to find. And I just picked one that had cute neon that was Instagrammable. And I'm like, let's go there. And so we were like, let's 2 old fashions. And the bartender was like, well, what kind of bourbon do you want? And I said, what do you recommend? Which is a mistake. Don't ever ask that.
Also a mistake to say, I like that name. Let's go with that one.
That's a cool name. Let's get that bourbon. And I was like, I'm buying because I felt like a high roller. So he slides the bill across. And so we paid $72 for 2 drinks in downtown Austin. And
She wisely hid the bill from me.
Yeah.
What do you do? What's going on?
So I just didn't want to not tell that story while the old-fashioned line rolls by in the song,
yes.
which was written pre-$72, but it hits different now.
Yes.
There's 100,000 places I could be right now, with the shape of the land and the taste in my mouth and my bad mood. 1 or 2 really sound good. And I sacrifice my lungs 'cause I love a big city, running out of room, just repeating the history from 1 in a million hearts. Maybe we can bury all the bad parts. Everybody's head's got something rattling around, a screw or a loving old synapse found. We're just origami pink up there, folded up thoughts we take everywhere. Nostalgia is a drug if it hits you right. Tinsel on a tree, America online. We keep a pill bottle on the nightstand, in case the terrors in the night are sending telegrams of our exit plan. A good exit plan is run like hell, slow as you can. Everything's on fire, still want the romance in your exit plan. Fading to black and the black just deepens. Alarm bells ringing, but I never believe them. Am I saving myself for parts? Am I waiting out the war in the color guard? I am fighting for the faith of a tent revival. Soul shot into space, come back a little recycled. Rattling loud in this peppermint tin, trying real hard to kick the medicine in our exit plan. A There's a sweetness in the world if you're looking around. Gasoline puddles pulling rainbows to the ground. A kindness that'll change you to your atoms. When you hold hands, drink old fashions. Don't give up at night on the first howl. Gotta carry it through till the sunrise growls. And be careful with the ink on your hand, in case you wanna get back in and they don't understand your exit plan. A good exit plan is run like hell, slow as you can. Everything's on fire, still want the romance. And your exit plan, a good exit plan is run like hell, slow as you can. Don't forget to turn around, look at the avalanche. Your exit plan. Thanks.
I couldn't figure out how to share this.
Sharing things.
Okay, so from the I got the YouTube link, and then I could.
These are instructions.
Hang on. But look, there's nothing to touch. I'll choose a song while that's happening. How did you do that? Okay, copy link. Okay, copy link and put it on Facebook.
I used to work with Susan Gibson a lot, and this exact same thing would happen. What is boop?
What is going on? Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Hey, we did it. Teamwork makes all of this work. Okay.
I'm gonna do that same thing.
Okay.
I'm never on my phone during a gig. This is new.
See, it's okay if you say out loud what you're doing, so that the people are.
That's true.
So the people involved. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but if you're like with somebody and they are like sending a text, if they like read the text out loud as they're sending it, like you kind of feel like they're like, yeah, this is important that you know what's going on.
I'll be there in 20. Don't worry. Yeah, that's true. Thanks.
Okay, let's do. What are we gonna do?
Okay, saved. Good talk. We're glad y'all are here. Welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming.
Well, this is an older song, and Jana wanted to hear it. I said the name out loud, and she made a lot of noise. So, it's called Dragon Slayer. Ooh, hang on. That doesn't sound good. I've realized very, very recently that my brain makes a huge delineation between a song like 40, which I just played, and a song like this. And I'm way more comfortable with a song like this, where I really can't tell you what I'm singing about. But it sounds good. It sounds poetic and deep and dragons. I don't know. Metaphorical dragons. I had someone say they didn't like this song because they didn't want any dragons to be harmed. Like, I'm not. Okay. Catch my feathers as they fall. They're bound to reach you after all. You heed the wind, I heed the call. Call me patient, call me brave. Come seek the treasures in my cave. I'm learning how to misbehave. And tell me something if you would. The tale's a feather catcher could. It's where I've loved, it's where I've stood, it's where I wait. Leave your patience, leave your gold, and leave your secrets Tell me something if you would. The tale's a secret keeper could. It's where I've loved, it's where I've stood, it's where I wait. Backyard beauty, six-string player, late night duty, dragon slayer, moving slowly takes a little time. Counting streetlights, guarding towers, bending, breaking, endless hours, just to know the only thing that's mine. Backyard beauty, six-string player, late night duty, dragon slayer, touch the flame, the night delivers, breathing fire, seething rivers, avalanches, wind and weather. If we go together. Second chances, home fires burning, midnight harvest, light return, and backyard beauty, moonlit glances, fascinations, circumstances, back to sleeping, back to dreaming, back to songs instead of screaming, counting streetlights, guarding towers, bending, breaking, endless hours, just to know the only thing that's mine. And tell me something if you would. The tale's a dragon slayer could. It's where I've loved, it's where I've stood, it's where I wait. Thank you. Sounds really deep, right?
It is
I don't know. I
deep.
love that. My favorite lines, I feel like, are like, ooh, that sounds like it means something. I'm going to leave it at that.
And no dragons were harmed.
No dragons were harmed. Actually, my favorite thing about that song, Matt the electrician came in and sang on harmonies on that song, and I had him do a rap. I had him rap the backyard beauty, six-string player. Anyway, I got that on video. He just had his 50th birthday a couple days ago.
You should release that as the remix.
Right.
I work with an organization called Girl Guitar in Austin. We do guitar lessons and workshops and stuff for women. And I got to do a workshop about my favorite thing, Taylor Swift, last week.
Awesome.
And printed out a bunch of her lyrics, for, let's discuss. And so wordy. You don't know. She crams all the words in, too, just like that. And I think she writes that same way. I just love that style. I don't know. I had to bring up T Swift already. Yeah. It's early in the gig. This bodes well.
You have your checklist. You got T Swift. You got dinosaurs. We'll get there.
We got New Mexico.
Yeah.
I grew up in Albuquerque, and I didn't know this was a thing when I was a kid. That was weird. On the news, like Channel 13, KRQE, my parents would watch it every night. And sometimes when I was a kid, they would be like, well, in today's news, the Virgin Mary has appeared in a tree trunk on Corrales Road. You can go see it there. And, like, people would go line up to pay their respects. Or sometimes it would be, like, Jesus and some toast or something. a tortilla sometimes. Jesus likes carbs. Then I moved to Texas as an adult, and I was like, yeah, it's so funny when like they put on the news that the Virgin was in a tree trunk, and everyone's like, where did you grow up? Anyway, so I thought, well, I got to put her in a song. This is called Help Is On the Way. I get all of my good ideas in the dark. Now I'm scanning for a signal. I could do with a half-lit spark to keep me running to a different angle. My pattern of migration has been messed up for a while. Numbers I've been pushing, missing from the dial. Strung out on supernatural junk. I see the Virgin Mary in a tree trunk. What I wouldn't do to hear her say, help is on the way. I'm always listening for one true thing. What good is music if you don't need it? I got a chest full of ache and string. What good's a heartbeat if you don't feel it? A matter of vibration, something rattling inside through the noisy little corners of my mind. Strung out on supernatural junk. I see the Virgin Mary in a tree trunk. What I wouldn't do to hear her say, help is on the way. I got a row of saints on the mantle. You call me crazy, I call it practical. What good is luck if you don't see it? Strung out on supernatural junk. I see the Virgin Mary in a tree trunk. What I wouldn't do to hear her say, help is on the way, help is on the way. Gonna lose the supernatural funk and see the Virgin Mary in a tree trunk. What I wouldn't do to hear her say, help is on the way, help is on the way, help is on the way, help is on the way. Thanks. I'm not even Catholic, but if you grew up in New Mexico, you come out a little bit Catholic.
Yeah.
We listened to a podcast called Small Town Murder when we drive. It's about murders in small towns.
More murder.
There's a theme, guys. And today's was set in southern Colorado, Trinidad, Colorado, in their time. They always give you the demographics of everything, and they were like, this town is 88% Catholic. It was like, yeah, that's what happens there.
By far the highest number we've ever heard anywhere.
So you do come out a little bit Catholic.
A little bit. Well, I've been enjoying just kind of learning about the culture. There's some cool stuff. I have some saints in my wallet.
If you hang out with me for an extended period of time, you
get some
start
saints.
getting saints in your pocket.
Well, we feel extra lucky tonight as we have some friends from Austin who came all the way down here. So lovely.
Thanks, guys.
So Kent has some family from Kansas, and I have a song about a town in Kansas called Concordia. And I haven't done it in a while, but I used to drive around the country by myself and play shows, and I needed a place to stay in Concordia, and I needed coffee in the morning. It's a very important part of the trip. And Jitter's Coffee House was the one place in Concordia to get a good cup of coffee. So I went there and made a dear friend of the owner. And yeah, it was just a really magical place. I walked up to get my coffee, and he asked me how my day was going in such a way that I told him all about my day. he I don't know, sometimes someone asks you and you tell them. So I will also let you know, this is one of the cleverest things that I've ever done, but I fit this person's full name, his first and last name, together in the chorus of this song. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to figure out what his name is.
There will be a quiz.
Yes.
I never really thought that much of Kansas until I stopped for coffee in Concordia that day. I was thinking life is only what it hands us, and I forget about the things that happen when we look away. And I'm leaving you the miles and the time, and I'm leaving you for now, but I'm not leaving you behind. I know a straight road back to Kansas. I know a straight road back to knowing just enough to get me by. I know a straight road back to Kansas, back to kindness in a small town, twinkle in my eye. I never really asked about your family, and I never really told you why the sleep just wouldn't come. I wondered if your heart would understand me, how I knew I'd have to go before the gravity was done. And I'm leaving you the miles and the time, and I'm leaving you for now, but I'm not leaving you behind. I know a straight road back to Kansas. I know a straight road back to knowing just enough to get me high. I know a straight road back to Kansas, back to kindness in a small town, twinkle in my eye. Back to kindness in a small town in the sky. Now I'm leaving you the miles and the time. I'm leaving you the blessings of the fading highway signs. I'm leaving you the color of your wine. Though I'm leaving, I'm not leaving you. I'm leaving, I'm not leaving you behind. I know a straight road back to Kansas. I know a straight road back to knowing I will find you if I try. I know a straight road back to Kansas, back to kindness in a small town, twinkle in my eye. I know a straight road back to Kansas, until I stopped for coffee in Concordia.
Thank you. I feel like I should have handed out like cards of the chorus, and you could just X off like the lines that change each time. And his name probably wasn't Kansas. Anyway, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it out loud. I'll tell you after the show.
You can't. All right.
I could say it. Could I say it? I could say
You
it.
should say it.
This is fine. Okay. Okay. His first name is Noah. Straight. His name is Noah Straight. You had it,
Sandy
huh?
got it.
You had it. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Pretty good.
Did you hear that name and go, I need to write a song? Or was it?
Which came first,
Yeah.
the chicken or the egg? I don't know.
It's a mysterious process.
Mhm.
Speaking of New Mexico, because that's all I do, we got to go play there. Shawnee had never been, so it was fun to like show her the things that I like in Albuquerque.
like
and
cool
Santa
stuff.
Fe. Yeah. And my favorite place on the planet, one of them, is the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum in Santa Fe. It's beautiful. I go there as much as I can. And so we went. I was like, Shawnee, you got to see all these cool paintings. We walk in, pay our admission, and walking towards us is Diane Keaton. And I was like, that's not normal. It's not a normal trip to the O'Keeffe Museum.
Yeah.
So we stalked her a little bit, but
Just a little bit.
she was leaving, and we had to pretend to be interested in the paintings then. So
Yeah,
mean, we
we
were.
we overlapped in the she did go into the you kind of go around a little corner and there's like a little video in there playing. I'm gonna tell them what I did because it's so dumb. But so we went in. Why wouldn't we go in there? We wanted to see the video. So we're standing just a couple feet behind Diane, and I admit I still don't know much about Georgia at all. But from watching the video, I was like, she looks real serious, but I could tell that she had a little dry sense of humor in there. So I picked up on that real quick. And anytime she said anything that I assumed was going to be funny, I made sure that I was the first person to laugh so that Diane would know I was hip to Georgia.
and Diane would turn around and go, we share the same sense of humor. Come have wine with me. That's what we hoped.
That would have been amazing.
But anyway, we didn't meet Diane. But I started writing the song in the passenger seat when we were heading back to Texas, and I really wanted to put Diane in here somewhere, and she got edited out because you have to get ruthless when you're editing. It's like she did not make the cut, but George is in here, and it's about
Diane's going to get her whole own song.
yeah, totally. She deserves
Concept album, maybe.
that. Whole EP called Diane, Where Are You? This song's called Quiet All the Time.
Which we are not.
What's the point of all this silence? What's it gonna be this time? Is it the thick and dreamy air? The comfortable kind? Is it the hush that locks the car door at 50 miles an hour to feel alright? Is it the album that's still playing? Is it that the music stopped? Is it the ancient spirits grieving? 'Cause there's billboards on the outcrop of the land that got partitioned, that is sacred I spent summer on the coastline, winter in the flyover. That water never turned to wine. The wind just kept me sober. That's why I'm quiet all the time. That's why I'm quiet all the time. That's why I'm quiet all the time. Thanks.
That was impressive. I feel like you just played like a rainbow of chord. Like I heard every chord, and then you found.
Well, there was what I was like, I don't know what happens. Sometimes your brain's like, I'm not thinking about chords right now.
Yeah, and then it finds it again, which is
finds
the
it.
really incredible
It's
part.
creepy.
Yeah. My very first open mic, I was very scared, and I was playing real good and feeling real good. And the second I missed a chord, I stopped dead and swore loudly, and then like found my place again. So, if nothing else, the fact that I can hit a wrong chord now and keep going is a mark of personal growth. Well, I wanna do a song that I rarely ever play, but I really love it, and it was inspired because I wanted to learn a Townes Van Zandt song. It's kind of the rite of passage in Texas, and everywhere. Let's be honest. But I didn't want to learn something pretty. There's nothing wrong with Loretta. It's a beautiful song. That's not my kind of cover. So I tried to learn Mr. Gold and Mr. Mud, but it's hard. There's just a ton of verses, and he's kind of just singing, and it was a difficult song. So in the process of trying to learn that, I wrote kind of my own. I'm not comparing it to that song at all, but it was just similar vibe.
It's like a work inspired by the work of.
Something like that, yeah. So it's called Compass Card.
The room is chilled and poorly lit. The chairs are creaky when you sit. The walls are lined with souls and smoke and pictures of the winter. You smell the wood, you tap the glass, the only pain that sees your past. And what if I cannot forgive the will of the beginner? There's nothing hidden up your sleeve. You're cradled in the soft reprieve. The breeze is pushing through the cracks. Your lungs are there to push it back. You cried the salt, you fed the ground. You took the turn, you threw it down. Storyless and glory bound, your hands are shaking orders. You're careful when you place the bet. If what you give is what you get, you haven't found a reason yet to stay within the borders. You're breathing in and out and in your ever to starts to spin. Taste the cold and copper call of sweat and sweet and alcohol. Your back is up against the wall, your face against a mirror. Bring me back the child's game, the table where you prayed for rain. The compass card will call your name.
Thanks. It's hard to do, like Oh, maybe that's it. You do it like halfway and then start at the beginning and finish it up again. Okay, I'll do.
The art.
I'm
to
gonna
the
play that
grand
again. Just
finish.
kidding. Thanks for
I love
playing on that.
song. All right, let's do. I made a record in the. It came out this year, but we started it in 2020. That's about par for the course, isn't it? Yeah, takes some time to make things. This song kind of kicked off the set of songs that made it on the record, and it's called "As Long as It Feels Right." And I say it's my life mantra. It was some great advice given to me. I love Mary Chapin Carpenter. That's the other checkbox you got
That's
to
right,
talk
yeah.
about tonight. Yeah, Taylor Swift, Dinosaurs, Mary Chapin Carpenter. I've loved her since I was a kid, and she's a reason I started playing guitar and writing songs. And so a few years back, I wrote her an email and I said, "Hey man, thanks for being so cool because you made me want to play guitar and write songs. I just feel like maybe you should know that." And she wrote back and she said, "Man, thank you for that email, and it's a weird life being an artist. It's so odd. It's hard all the time. I think I've forgotten how to write songs, and then I write another one," which is cool to hear from someone of her caliber that she thinks she forgets sometimes. But she said, keep doing it. Keep being on your path, whatever it is, for as long as it feels right. She said that a couple times, and I thought, well, that's really good advice. And number two, that sounds like a song title. So I stole it, and I tell people I wrote this with Mary Chapin Carpenter, but she doesn't know it. So unless she's watching this live stream right now. Broke down in Minnesota, both by temperament and car. And I got baptized with the hood up while the summer monsoon roared. See, I am good at my own buttons. I will push them till I break. And when I finally fall apart, I punch a fist into the ache. Gotta keep my eyes bright. I will see the sun. I'm walking with a flashlight, one foot in front of the other one, as long as it feels right. So I wake the day up fighting, burn horizons from both ends. I fight the fire, monopolizing all my thoughts when I'm in bed. And I'm fighting for the kindness first deep breath after the flood. It's the magnetic force that binds us with all the iron in our blood. Gotta keep my eyes bright. I will see the sun. I'm walking with a flashlight, 1 foot in front of the other one, as long as it feels right. As long as it feels right. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks for singing.
I like doing it. Don't gotta twist my arm.
Good. No awkward conversations in the car on the way home. Why didn't you sing on that? I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna play Jana's favorite song that I don't play very often.
Oh, we're lucky tonight.
She just rocks. She rocks so hard, and sometimes I feel like I don't rock, and that's okay.
You rock.
But I know that I can. I know that I can. So I have a new record. Gosh, there's so much. There's so many things. I don't think I'll ever be so crushed as I was excitedly telling a folk DJ at Folk Alliance about my new record. And he asked when it came out, and it had come out like 6 months ago. And he said, "That's not new."
Ouch.
Oh,
It
God.
goes fast, y'all.
Anyway, that scarred me for life. So this record is a couple years old.
It's awesome.
And this is a song for some reason. It's a very old song, but it fit. It just fit in there. It's called "Leaving Old Town."
I'm leaving Old Town, I'm leaving everything. Won't let the sun shine, won't let the birds sing. I've got a bright star, I've got an offering. Oh, 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 oh.
rock and roll.
It's fun, but it's scary to make noise and take up space. Hi, Gabe. Hey, I closed my eyes so much, Sophie. I don't know how long you've been standing there.
Been here
Good
the
to
whole
see
time.
you. Good to see you.
Gabe Wooten, y'all. He's amazing. Should we do a round of duets?
Yeah, let's do it. Yep.
Okay, we made a plan. That newish record I have, it's called The Astronaut. It's over there by Gabe. And the perk of starting it in a pandemic, we had to do my basic tracks at a studio in Austin, but we were being real careful because it was 2020 still, so, you know, we were in a little pod. And Shawnee and I were in a pod the whole dang time, so what was really handy is she's a great singer, and she knew all the words already, so I was like, just come to the studio and sing on this record. And also, it made total sense. This song is called The Hard Part, and we wrote it together. And it was going on the album, so we duetted it, just like right now.
Just do it. Yep. Sorry.
She's a co-writer.
For some reason, there's like certain songs and certain, like, she could play any other song right now and that string wouldn't be out of tune, but for some reason, this riff is tricky. That's better. Thank you.
Thanks. The circumstance of liquor is flowing through me now. It is making me consider what I'm gonna say in an hour. I will get the cab fare if you're no good to drive. Is your house key ready? Can I come inside? 'Cause it's a fine, fine line between the beat and the break of a heart. I guess it's by design, and that's the hard part.
I like the inside jokes and how they move your mouth in the dirty neon glow, and how you say them loud to the ghosts in the alley dancing for the moon. My steps are getting messy. I hope you catch me soon.
'Cause it's a fine, fine line between the beat and the break of a heart. I guess it's by design, and that's the hard part. It's a complicated echo where the veins intertwine. Do we hold or do we let go? Do we answer the reply? We stretch a string across the canyon, an aluminum divide, and we're tin can companions, and still we're tongue-tied. Still we're tongue-tied.
Jana made us a promo picture with the I think it was like I don't know, Richard Branson. It was like some billionaires in suits, and they were holding tin cans connected by a string.
Yeah.
And she photoshopped our faces real badly on top of that. So
Tin can.
I always think of that now.
I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. And I found it.
Oh man, you did. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll find it again.
It exists. Right. This is the dinosaur portion of the show.
Welcome to the dinosaur portion of the evening.
Oh boy, that's real small. That's okay. You got it.
Oh yeah, you're 40 now. Got real
Yeah.
small.
Yeah. Well, you need to see most of it. Okay. Well, what do we say about this? You wanted to write a dinosaur love song.
I did.
And I was really excited and really supportive and was like, ooh, you could rhyme with Jurassic with like past. I was like feeding her stuff because I really wanted this song to happen. And then we were out in Terlingua playing at the Starlight Theater. I think it was last month or last year. Or, no, it wasn't that long. It was maybe a month ago.
I don't know.
It's very hard to tell these days.
Yeah.
But we were out there, and we there's so much dinosaur history out in Terlingua. There's like 80 different species of dinosaurs in like the Big Bend area. The fossils they
Including
found.
the giant swimming kind.
Yeah,
It's all underwater.
pretty wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we were inspired. We soaked all that up, and we wrote this.
I would just like to point out that the dinosaurs in the movie Jurassic Park were all from the Cretaceous period. Thank you. Okay.
And I didn't know the word Cretaceous, so I kept saying crustaceous.
Which is probably a different kind of
But
dinosaur.
I'm not gonna mess that up when I sing it now. So this is called Tailspin or Two Lucky Dinosaurs. I really like parenthetical titles, so. Nope.
My heart was broken like a continent, quiet for a million years. I should have wondered what the silence meant. Now I'm just standing here. And I never thought there could be time well spent, letting the ashes clear. I always kept you at a short arm's length. That means you're right here. I always wanted to give you the stars. This one is coming right for us. Caught in a tailspin, we fade in the dark. Just two lucky dinosaurs. Silhouetted in the indigo, we ring in the holy year. Hearts erupting in a fearsome flow of ash and Cretaceous tears. I always wanted to give you the stars. This one is coming right for us. Caught in a tailspin, we fade in the dark. Just two lucky dinosaurs. Just two lucky dinosaurs. If we sink under the ground, maybe one day we'll be found. I always wanted to give you the stars. This one is coming right still wanna hold you here.
We'll trace our names into the sediment and breathe till we disappear.
That's fun. We keep putting that on the set list and then forgetting that we need to practice it before we can play. And we remembered both of those things. Butch Hancock actually helped us name that song because he heard us debut it. We played at the Starlight the first night, and we said, "We're writing a dinosaur love song. You should come back tomorrow night and hear it." So we played it the next night, and he heard it, and he said, "Oh, you gotta call it Two Lucky Dinosaurs." So if Butch Hancock tells you that, you should listen.
I think I initially wanted to write a song about how the first Jurassic Park is the only Jurassic Park, but that's really not a romantic, thoughtful song.
I mean, that
just
could be another folk rap, maybe.
That's true. That could
How
be the
amazing
next
would that
folk.
be? A Jurassic Park folk rap.
Okay, well, that's what I'm doing
Folk rap,
while I drive
folk
to Albuquerque.
Yeah, we did watch the new one, and it was pretty unspeakable.
Let's not discuss the new Jurassic Park.
No,
Jurassic
but
World.
it's fun. I think if you go into the experience knowing it's going to be terrible and just have a good time making fun of it, we had a blast. We had a really good time. But not at the Alamo Draft House because they'll kick you out for snorting too loudly.
This one's called Matador. It's just it's not a love song. It's like a like song. Which
All
is
of
about
your
as far
songs
as
are
I
love
get.
songs. Stop it.
Okay. It's a certain part of the love song pantheon. How's that? I speak Spanish to you when I'm drunk. It means that I'm happy to be here, happy you're here. I might look up our signs in a book and ask you what time you were born, since the stars are still forming. Now it's lips turning upward on sight, a shade reminiscent of a bar lit in crimson we were hanging all over last night. Elbow to wrist to a collarbone twist, your vowels and consonants sinking real slow in the phosphorescence of your words. It is gold in the tiny sermonets. They begin to take hold. Oh my God, the old quarter so much. There is a first move to be made. I hope we're gonna make it. 'Cause your vowels and consonants sinking real slow in the phosphorescence of your words. It is gold in the tiny sermonets. They begin to take hold. Your vowels and consonants sinking real slow in the phosphorescence of your words. It is gold in the tiny sermonets. They begin to take hold. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's funny.
There's a super cool music video for that song, and I made it, but that's not why I'm bragging on it.
It is
It's just awesome. But there was some people think I did all the claymation. I absolutely did not. It was from like the 1920s, and it's called The Matador. It's like a bullfighter. He's trying to win the love of this woman, and I think she sends him off. He has to go like defeat a bull in order to like have her hand. But I chopped up this little video, and yeah, there's this moment. This moment during at the end of the bridge, where she says there's a first move to be made. So I hope we're gonna make it. And then in the video, he like he has already defeated the bull, and he's like come back to the woman, and he's gone to her window, and he's like up against her window. And right when she says I hope we're gonna make it, the woman just nods, and then it fades to black, and it's the sweetest moment ever. So please go
Editing master.
check that out.
I didn't know there was claymation in the 20s, but there was.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then that video debuted like amongst all these other, it was like part of a big premiere, and there's all these like rock songs and like these really fancy videos, and then our cute little claymation. I loved it.
People walking on, train tracks.
Yeah.
Super cool drone footage.
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah, it's my turn. Okay. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'm just gonna play something pretty. I am obligated now to put more music out, despite the fact that I'm still very much in love with the last album. The clock is ticking. I gotta. So anyway, my next project is it's going to be the Moon EP. I take photos of the moon. I love it a lot. She shows up in a lot of my songs, and my producer of the last album, Zachariah Hickman, kind of put together this like a single. This will be a single off of the next project, and it's called Moon Song. And I guess it's about. It's not about the pandemic at all, but it felt a little appropriate for kind of the longing across the distance and kind of a comfort in impossibility, I think.
The moon is a crescent, the curve of a sail, the last cup of milk as it's poured from the pail, the half parenthetical swish of a tail. The moon is a quarter, the glass is half light, she's turned on a lamp and she is fixing to write, but she leaves space to keep all her secrets from sight. Let's go to the moon where I can just love you. Let's go to the moon half dark while it's bathed in the high beams of a neighboring star. And the world ain't so big, and the moon ain't so far. Let's go to the moon, where you can just love me. Let's go to the moon. What else can we do? And let's go to the moon, 'cause she is thinking of me, thinking of you. The moon is a sliver, a nautical mile round the rim of the coffee cup, hid by your smile, the sparkle of eyes when we let 'em run wild. The moon is invisible, no one can see. There are nights when I think that it's no one but me. Or maybe she did it and finally broke free. Let's go to the moon, where she can just love us. Let's go to the moon, she won't care who we were. Let's go to the moon, 'cause she is thinking of us, thinking of her. Let's go to the moon, where I can just love you. Let's go to the moon.
Thank you very much. That's your favorite? Oh, thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Mooney P.
It's funny, actually, the line that inspired that song was someone saying, "The moon looks like a clipped fingernail." So I wrote the first. That was the. I replaced it with curve of a sail, but it was the moon as a crescent, a cut fingernail, and I think it was my mom who pointed out that it's not very romantic.
Well,
I mean, hygiene is great, but yeah, you don't want to look at the nails afterwards.
thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
I think we got time for another round.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Great. Yeah.
truly,
Thank you all
for
so
being here.
much.
Old Quarter.
Yay.
This
The
room is
Austin
amazing.
faction. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you if
Austin's
you
in the
came from
house.
down the road. Thank you if you came from way far down the road.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
So happy.
Thank you if you own this club. That's really great.
Yeah, that's the best. Come back here often. This one's called Maps. It's I don't know. It's my existential crisis song. One could argue that every one I write is an existential
She's
crisis
saying
song.
like she only has one.
But yeah, they're. But are they love songs or existential crisis songs? They're both.
When you write them, they're both.
Yeah, that's how that
Yeah.
works. It's called Maps. When we land on this earth, we begin by counting upwards till we're grown and learn the curse that the clouds sometimes it gets violent, hell on wheels. It just runs on sorcery and science, and on time spent in hearts. The jagged lines are just stitches that we sew through the dark, tiny marks, arteries and bones, maps to get us home. We look for meaning in celestial friction, the heavens speaking or our intuition. Is it God in our head? Is it dust from our time spent in stars, grand design? From the stitches that we sew through the dark, tiny marks, moonlight and black holes, arteries and bone, asphalt and Morse code, maps to get us home. So we land on earth alone. And we land on earth alone, alone, alone. Thank you.
So good. Who sings harmonies on that one?
Eliza Gilkison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who? Yeah.
So she's all right. She's so cool. She's so kind to sing on. She's got this way cool low voice too. It's just like, whoa, rumbly.
Yeah. And extra respect for me because obviously I sing a lot with Jana, and usually the harmony just screams out at me and I know exactly what to do, and I've never ever been able to figure out what to do on that song, and Eliza's got this really cool line. Well, thank you all again so much. Thank you, Joel and Angela, for having us, and we're so pleased that you all came.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be back, and I have a brand new song. I just wrote it a few days ago, and I had this vision of maybe this is the new song that I close all of my shows with. So we're gonna try that out tonight and see how it feels. But it's just kind of a blessing. I guess I said. I guess I was talking about my own avalanche recently, and our friend Daisy reminded me that I was talking about my own avalanche. I said, that sounds like something I'd be talking about right now. And you know, you gotta turn and face it or run from it. And I think I've been running from it for a really long time. So for now, it's called my own avalanche, but I don't think that's a proper.
Is it love or circumstance to run from my own avalanche? If I turned and took a chance, who would I be? Be it fate and satellite, be it brazen appetite, I will always want what's right for you and me. So rise up, full cup, good luck, and another chance to learn from my own avalanche. If I turn around and dance, who will I be?
Shawnee
Thank
Kilgore,
you,
ladies
Jana
and gentlemen.
Pochop. Give yourselves
Thank
a
you
round
for
of
being here.
applause. Thanks so much. All right, well, we're going to drive back to Austin now.
Man.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks, Joel.